So we have about 10 minutes left. I think we should move on to some questions about education and what we're likely to see this year, both not with respect to both elementary and secondary education, but also with respect to higher education. And I recognize it's not a budget year. The budget was set last year, but of course there are some funds available, so that's an issue. And there also have been indications of um, possible special appropriations for both elementary and secondary and higher education. Representative Schultz, let's start with you. What do you see happening in the area of education in the course of the next several weeks as we head towards the end of May?
Well, there's a lot we need to do. We need to continue making those investments in education. You can see what's happening in Minneapolis when the teachers are striking because their paraprofessionals are not getting the support, the salaries that they deserve, very low salaries. We need to continue making investments in our children and in the future generations. We also need to make investments in early education. There's such a big return to making sure our youngest can develop to their potential. And not just in education, we also need to make very large investments in childcare. Families across this state are really struggling to find and afford childcare, and it's really hurting our labor markets. And when everyone is searching for employees, having childcare available is really going to solve that problem for businesses as well.
Representative Rasmussen, your thoughts?
So, Justice Anderson, when I talked to my constituents back in Otter Tail County about our $9.3 billion surplus, the loud and clear feedback that I get is to focus that on permanent tax relief. If we look at the budget that we just passed last year, it was a major increase in government spending, double digits, if you look across all the different budget categories. And so for me, the focus on exempting Social Security income from Minnesota state income tax is a priority, getting the unemployment insurance trust fund replenished. I'd love to see a repeal of the provider tax, of the sick tax here in Minnesota to help make health insurance more affordable. And so I think even though we do have this very large surplus, it's important to recognize that's because we're overtaxing Minnesotans, and especially as a top 5 tax state in the country by many measures, I think we should look at this historic surplus as an opportunity to give permanent tax relief to Minnesotans, which will help grow our economy, grow that tax base going into the future so that we can continue to support education funding. The only thing I'd add is I think as a part of the bonding bill, especially for higher education, is always a big priority. It's a priority of mine to make sure that our state colleges and universities are prioritized as part of the bonding bill, especially with their asset preservation needs.
Senator Hoffman, education, your thoughts?
There are 3 big things to look for, Barry, and number one is the K-12 education, right? There's always the piece that says, okay, thank you for the gift last year, the 2%, but now they're seeing a need for more because you see an increase in mental health. You're seeing that not just from the student perspective, but also from the teacher perspective. So what are we doing to ensure our classrooms have the support that's needed? We now rank number 1 in the nation in the worst ratio of students to a counselor, a school counselor. And so it's like, how do you say, I really want to prioritize education in Minnesota, yet I'm not going to invest in those supports that are needed, especially if we're not looking at the whole child, right? And we know if you look at the whole child, you're going to have better outcomes in the end, right? And deliver those outcomes. The second thing to look at is, there's a movement. Your former colleague, Justice Page, is asking people to take another look and say it's not just about the Article 13 of the state constitution that says fair and uniform, right? It's not about free, appropriate public education. It's not about FAPE. It's not about that constitutional conversation, Mills versus DC, but rather it's about leveling that up, that education. So that conversation, I don't know where that's going, Barry, because I'm not on the education anymore. But I know that that question is still sitting out there on the table. The third thing that people need to look at in Jennifer Schultz, you hit it, right? Childcare workers, 25% of our kiddos in childcare are in some desert, right? I mean, there's nothing to support them. And if we have a workforce problem in Minnesota, yet we can't, pay our childcare or early childhood teachers or our early childhood workers a fair wage, and I say a fair wage, it's like the starting is at $14 an hour, and I think your school districts, if you're lucky, you're at $17 an hour as an assistant or an associate or an aide, right, in that childcare, in that preschool industry, right? And you say to yourselves, well, where's our investment in that? And so I wish I was on that committee, Barry, so we could still have those conversations. But I do know this: if you don't address it now, what are you going to do in the future to address it? It's going to be sitting there in front of us, and that's setting aside the politics on it, just looking at the grassroots. Because I'm hearing from the superintendents, I'm hearing from the teachers, and I'm hearing from parents about the mental health concerns that are out there. But what are we doing in the state of Minnesota? Sorry, Barry. Go ahead.
Senator Howe, education.
Senator Hoffman, I think, hit part of the problem that we passed a position last year to address some child care problems with the family child care. We passed a bill to have a position of the family child care ombudsperson that people could call if they had problems with their licensor, if they needed help getting and starting a child care center. And I can't believe it that we passed that last session, and it's still, they have no progress on actually filling that position to help the people out there wanting to get into the business or having problems staying in the business and providing child care, and they haven't filled the position yet. I can't believe that we do good work in the legislature and the administration isn't responding and filling those positions that would drastically help provide those needed services to get those young people in a position and help our folks be able to go out and get a job in the workforce.